In my practice, it's becoming more and more common for couples to come in where there's been infidelity, and the betrayed spouse or partner is the one being blamed. They're the one that's kind of taking the brunt, and they're coming in with their partner who cheated, who is now playing the victim of the whole thing, and saying to me as the therapist, what can we do? How can we fix this? And the first thing I'm bewildered by is, why are you putting up with this? Why are you staying in this relationship if you're with someone who cheated, is playing the victim card, is not remorseful, is not willing to change, is not willing to take responsibility for their choice to cheat? I'm just a little bit confused about how we got into this. If you choose to cheat, it was a choice. It was a choice you made, period. I don't care what your partner did. I don't care if they were abusive. Then you should have left a long time ago and not turned to cheating. I don't care if they don't give you sex. You should take each other and go to a sex therapist. There are numerous answers to whatever issue is going on in your relationship. Cheating is never the answer. And I have to say this very clear so you hear it, because to blame your partner for your choice of cheating is not only cowardly, but it's dishonest and it's a lie. I want to go through what is going on, why a person is playing the victim role if they are the cheater who betrayed their spouse. First of all, they hope to remove themselves from being accountable for their behavior. They want to frame themselves as a victim in order to save their reputation in the eyes of others, and in their own eyes too. It's a rationalization. They hope to elicit sympathy from outsiders rather than disgust. They want their family to rally around them and support them because they had such a bad spouse that they had to go out and cheat. I mean, really, people get sucked into this and believe it. They hope to turn the focus away from themselves and onto the betrayed spouse. Like that spouse is the one that really needs to change. They hope to avoid the consequences of their behavior. They hope to cause the betrayed spouse to feel inferior so that the betrayed spouse will take the burden of marital recovery upon themselves. And they'll go to therapy and make changes, whereas a person who actually cheated, who chose to cheat, can continue to play the victim, that it really wasn't their fault. And they'll change the wording all the time. I think these intentions are so important for you to hear if you're the betrayed spouse, because it's easy to get sucked into it and start saying, well, you know, I was kind of mean, or I did ignore them, or I was working, and yeah, it's true, I was too exhausted for sex. It doesn't matter. All those things you could have been, but that does not alleviate your partner from their betrayal, from their responsibility, from their choice. I don't care how bad you were. So I want to give you an idea of the character behind this person who cheated on you. Because yes, you can work it out, but your partner who cheated has to be remorseful. They have to take total responsibility. They cannot blame you for anything. And if they do, it's a good idea that you decide to go see a lawyer first, because I would never stay with someone who cheated on me and then told me it was my fault. I was the reason. I was the reason because they couldn't control themselves. So I've heard people say all kinds of things. I've heard them referring to their cheating as flirting or a fling. It wasn't infidelity, it was just a fling. Or they tell their spouse at home, you know, the reason I did it is because you were so mean to me and I just couldn't take it. And then they'll have the audacity to say, you know, when their partner says, you need to leave, you're seeing this other person, I don't want to be part of it. They'll say something like, why can't we all live like a happy family? You don't want this part of me, why can't we just all get along? Don't ever settle for that. That is not a relationship or marriage. That is a partner who is lying, who's emotionally immature, and who has a flawed character. Basically, they don't know how to put boundaries down. They don't feel good about themselves. And anything they try to work out with them, with you in that regard, say no. They have to leave. And whatever you do, don't leave yourself, because when you leave yourself, if it's your place, then there is just no leg they can stand on. If they made this choice, they basically have to be remorseful and work it out themselves. But you should not be the one that leaves your own place. Also, I think a lot of people lie about it after they had an affair. They feel bad about it, so they'll just lie. They have to make up some excuse so that they don't have to bear the burden, that they have this weak character, or that they feel bad, or that they made this choice that hurts so many people. If you have a partner who cheated on you, do not accept those types of reasons. If your partner is willing to work on the marriage, who wants to work on the marriage, who is remorseful, who is already adamant that there has to be new boundaries, that you have to work out new things, then yes, the marriage or the relationship is salvageable, but otherwise under no circumstance. And if you're torn, if you're not sure what to do, the best thing you can do is go and talk to a therapist, because a therapist is objective and they're going to see both sides. They're not going to just see your side. They're not just going to see your partner's side. They're going to be able to see what the behavior was, what the reaction was, and from there they'll be able to guide you to a better place. If this video is helpful for you, please subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much.